Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here this morning from Columbus East High School in Columbus, Indiana. We have their 24-2 Wapahani Raiders taking on the 14-9 Columbus East Olympians for the first game of the day. Should be a very busy day of Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here today, as we'll get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law. The Raiders obviously have had a very strong season so far to this point. This today will wrap up the regular season for us, as we will begin state tournament play next week on Thursday, October the, I believe, 15th, 17th, something like that. It's a Thursday. But nevertheless, that's when we'll be opening up our state tournament play at LaPel High School. But until then, great competition coming up here today, folks. A lot of great teams in this tournament that we've been playing in now for, I think, roughly like 3 or 4 years at least now. But this first game, you take on a Columbus East team that, they've had a pretty nice regular season to this point. Right around, some of the same stats-wise. We've got a little bit more on them than, from a statistical standpoint as far as bigger numbers, but still a very impressive team. Columbus East is coming into today's game again 14-9 on the year, averaging 9.8 kills per set, which averages out to 636 kills overall. Also 1,078 digs, which equals to be a 16.6 digs per set. Also 123 aces, 99 blocks, and 617 assists, while Wapahani comes in today with a little bit of a inflated statistical categories there compared to Columbus East. We're getting after it in all levels so far this season. 894 kills on the year for Wapahani, which averages out to 11.6 kills per set. Also a hitting percentage of .249. Also 1,200 digs, again, which equals out to 15.6 digs per set. Also 200 serving aces, 90 blocks, and 713 assists. Really one of the biggest players here for Columbus East you really want to take mention of here would be Riley Jesse. She is number 2 here for Columbus East. Averages right around 162 kills so far here on the season. The leading girl from the kill category. Also 20 aces, 21 blocks, which is, I believe, second on the team. Also 228 digs and 19 assists. Now the biggest from an assist standpoint will end up being Madison Foster, averaging 275 assists so far here on the season, which again, that's in the team lead. Right behind her is Cadence Gilly with 195 assists. From a serving standpoint, a couple ladies you really want to take mention of here is Kenzie Foster having 24 aces on the year. Also Riley Jesse at 20 aces. Also Reese Whiteside. She averages 18 aces on the year. And then finally here, another girl I'd really like to take mention of here is Gabby Dean here of Columbus East. 50 blocks on the year. That is a very, very big number. And especially considering the fact that she has half of the team's blocks. So you definitely want to keep it out of the direction of Gabby Dean here today from a hitting standpoint. But we're hoping we'll have a very successful day here for Wapahani. Like I said, it's going to be a very busy day of Lady Raider volleyball. It'll be 4 games overall, 3 of which will be in pool play, and then the 4th game will determine whatever final place that we will get in this tournament, depending upon how we do in pool play. So we'll wait and see what happens here, folks, but we're ready to get things started here today, and make sure to stay tuned in live here with us throughout the morning and afternoon, and possibly even into the early evening here from Columbus East High School. We'll step aside for a break. And we'll be back here with today's rosters and then ultimately today's game, again between your 24-2 Wapahani Raiders and the 14-9 Columbus East Olympians.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look here at today's rosters. First and foremost here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, guess we're not doing no national anthem or regular roster, I guess, introductions here today. So we'll just go ahead and get started here. Wapahani rather. Number 1, Olivia Smith. Number 2, Reese Baker. Number 3, Emily Stewart. Number 4, Gracie Stanley. Number 5, Emma Shuck. Number 6, Ashton Zitgraff. Number 7, Chloe Cook. Number 8, Allison Stewart. Number 9, Mallory Summers. Number 10, Briley Felton. Number 11, Macy Bowden. Number 12, Cameron Wise. And number 16, Cadence Brewer. Again, your Raiders coached by Katie Weir, assisted by Paige Williamson, Lindy Davis, and Madison Mangus. Now here for Columbus East. Rattle them off here, starting with number 1, Kenzie Foster. Number 2, Riley Jesse. Number 3, Alexia Capes. Number 4, Regan Jesse. Number 5, Kendall Schaefer. Number 6, Reese Whiteside. Number 7, Madison Foster. Number 8, Allison Mack. Number 9, Cadence Gilly. Number 10, Katie Jordan. Number 11, Samantha Hutchison. Number 12, Gabby Dean. And number 13, Sage Stale. The Lady Olympians, coached by Stacy Pagnard. So we'll start off here with Wapahani on the attack, and Cook will just tip it across here. Now set to number 2, Jesse, and that will fall in. So already a quick 1-0 lead early here for Columbus East. Again on the attack there was Riley Jesse, team leader in kills with a Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Apologize, we had a little internet issue, so hopefully that will not interrupt us again, so I apologize there for that. But nevertheless, here, not a very good start here for the Raiders from the get-go, already down 4-0. But no reason to panic here, just got to find a way to get us a point right here and get us on the good side of things. Stewart with a set up there to Baker on the attack there. Kept alive again. Now set back to Riley Jesse. And that one will again fall in. So a 5-0 lead here for Columbus East. So we'll see Madison Foster back to serve. Skipped over the top of the net, down in play for the ace. And now a 6-0 lead. So I'm not sure if the Raiders just not quite awake yet or whatever the case might be. I know they definitely, I'm sure, got up a little bit earlier, but not any earlier than probably what they would have been if they would have been going to school or whatever the case might have been. So now just got to get after it here, and Cook will get that one to fall in. So the Raiders on the board here for the first time of the day, 6-1. Olympians lead here, as we'll see Reese Baker momentarily back to serve. Nice serve there from Baker. Foster with a setup. Jesse on the attack there. Shanked backwards there by Smith. And out of bounds, and another point goes here to Columbus East. So we'll have number 2, Riley Jesse, back to serve here for the Lady Olympians. Cook, now Stewart, and to Summers on the attack, handled there by number 6, Whiteside. So the struggles continue here from a serve reception standpoint and also just a passing standpoint from even off of the attack. And out of bounds again, so it is all Olympians here. 9-1 start here as your Raiders will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout here with them. We'll be back with more right after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back out of the timeout here. Again, a 9-1 start here for Columbus East to begin the day here for Wapahani. But hopefully we can get things cleaned up sooner rather than later. Summers on the attack. There's number 6, Whiteside, just gets the hand up in the air. And Smith unable to really get over there to it in time. So 10-1 Columbus East. Baker with the dig. Stewart will set it up there to Cook, and another tip over the net. And now Baker back to Stewart. Now Summers will get that one to fall in, as that one is hit out of bounds or deflected out of bounds off of Columbus East. So now we'll see Cameron Wise back in here for the Raiders and Olivia Smith back to serve. Foster with a setup. On the attack there was number 6, Whiteside, as she collects the kill. So we'll have Allison Mack now in here for Columbus East, and back to serve will be Kenzie Foster. There's Smith. Wise will keep it alive. Baker will get it over. Set again, this time to number 4, Regan Jesse. And again, the woes continue for the Raiders defensively. You hate to see it, but at least as of right now, it is what it is. We've got to manage to find a way to correct whatever miscues we're having and get back in this ball game. Nice job of Summers staying right there with it. Wise on the attack. Real nice pass set up and kill there for the Raiders. So we'll see Emma Shuck now in here for Wapahani. And Allison Stewart now back to serve. And a lift call, or actually no, rather a net violation called here on Columbus East. So a Big point there for the Raiders, inching them ever so closer. Foster will set it up, and nice dig from Stewart. Summers will set it right back to Stewart once more there, and now Columbus East back at it. Once again, Regan Jesse collecting the kill. Regan Jesse coming in with 77 kills on the day. Or on the season, rather, not on the day. If that was the case, then she was definitely getting after it so far here in this one. So 13-4. We'll see Smith dig it out. Allison Stewart sets it to Wise. We'll change of pace right there. Nice block. Kept alive now. Stewart with the setup to Shuck once more. Dug that time. Not sure. It's kind of hard to read some of these numbers here of Columbus East because the numbers blend very well with the jersey. Nice job, Stewart. Able to get it done there, but Summers will hit it out of bounds there, and Columbus East here with a 10-point advantage. And another timeout taken here by Wapahani. And we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during our timeout. This will be our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC game break. Again, big day today, then next week begins an even bigger part of the season where, obviously, essentially it's a whole new part of the year, and things will be very interesting. We got Elwood in the very first round of sectionals, which again will be played on Thursday night, which is the 17th. I think we are the first game of the evening, if I remember correctly, at 6 o'clock. So make sure, please come on out, support the Lady Raider volleyball team this coming Thursday. It's at Lapel. All sectional action will be held at Lapel High School. So again, we drew Elwood in the first round. The winner of that game will play either Frankton or Alexandria in the semifinal round. And then obviously the winner of that will go on to play in a championship. So very big week ahead as you look past today's games. So hopefully things will get cleared up here for Wapahani coming out of the timeout, but unfortunately couldn't get that point to go, and Columbus East keeps on rolling here. Well, floater serve there. Smith, Stewart, now to Wise. Block. Nice job there by Baker. And off the hand of Baker and out of bounds. I believe it's number 9, Cadence Gilly, back to serve there for Columbus East. Tipped into the net, and I don't know, tough to explain what's going on here. Hopefully we can just get some of this unfortunate play here for Wapahani out of the way, and hopefully look forward to much better volleyball ahead here for the Raiders, because here in this first set, it obviously not too good for us here so far. Things can obviously change. You never know what can happen, but somehow we've got to make some good things happen for ourselves. Smith with the setup there to Wise. Back on the attack. There's wide side. Baker digs it. Set to Summers. And hit out of bounds. And so I guess they changed it now, so now it's 17-5, so the Raiders will take the point. I'm not sure what the call was there, because at least to me it looked like the ball was hit out of bounds. just like that one was by Whiteside. So now 17-6. Good serve there from Summers, set to Whiteside once more. There's Smith, Stewart, Wise, kept alive there by Smith. Now Shuck on the attack, and that will be hit out of bounds. So at least was able to rattle off a point or two there. Whiteside was back there to serve just a moment ago. Wise on the attack. Dug out and now set up. And Baker unable to get there. So we're not, like I said, it just doesn't seem like we're quite, I guess, alert and awake here. That's about the only way I can describe it, because we're not nearly as light on our feet as what we should be able to move in all directions. But, again, hopefully we can just get this one out of the way and move on to bigger and better things after this first set. So set up that time to Jesse, Regan Jesse, and hit into the net. Another point here for Columbus East. We'll see Smith, Stewart, Wise, and now it's going to be off of the deflected hand of Kinsey Foster and out of bounds, so a point there for Wapahani. Wise collects with the kill there to, again, get us 1 point closer here, so we'll see Gracie Stanley now in the game and back to serve. Be real nice to rattle off a good 10, 12 points right here. That'd be real nice. But unfortunately, so much for that there. Riley Jesse back on the board there for Columbus East. So we'll see number 4, Regan Jesse, back to serve. 22-7, Columbus East. And an ace. All right, so substitution here for the Olympians. Number 11, Samantha Hutchison, now in the ball game for the first time today. And again, here we'll have Regan Jesse back to serve. Off the shoulder there, and another ace for Columbus East. And served into the net, so the Raiders at least still in it here in this first set. Still have another opportunity. We'll have Emily Stewart back to serve. Set up there to Riley Jesse, and that's going to end it. So, it is all Columbus East here in the first set of the day. We'll step aside here for a break. Again, this will be our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC game break. Again, 1-0 lead here for Columbus East. We'll be back with more after this. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. I'll tell you what, folks, just got to put the first set past us. Can't dwell on it here if you're Wapahani. You got to understand that that was just, well, to be frank, just not a very good first set, obviously. So just got to correct the mistakes, which was quite a bit. There was just a little bit of everything that was going wrong for us in that first set. So hopefully we can correct our mistakes, get our heads into it. That's where really the leaders of this team definitely have to speak up and get their teammates to understand that we have a task at hand here today. We didn't come down here just to play some volleyball. You come here to win. So hopefully we'll be playing with a renewed vigor, so to speak, here in this second set, and we'll see what happens. So Allison Stewart with a set there to Cook. And we'll have a net violation, and just like that, Wapahani with their first lead of the day. How about that? We'll take it. So again, Baker back here to serve. Set over the net. That was just a job well done there by Foster. Completely threw off Wapahani's defense. So Riley Jesse back there to serve, and a ace for Jesse. So again, it's the same thing before. It's just not like we have the, I guess, the go get 'em attitude so far right here. Cook on the attack there, kept alive. Now Stewart with a set up to Summers. And that one will fall in play. Tied now at 2. Cameron Wise back in for Wapahani. And we'll see Olivia Smith back to serve. Foster now set up there to number 12, Dean. She'll collect the kill, a 3-2 lead. Did want to mention, after this broadcast is over with, since it is a live broadcast, normally we will keep it on our YouTube channel. We will be deleting the game after we're over with from each ball game. So it'll just be the live broadcast. So if you don't catch the game when it's live, then, well, unfortunately, you're not going to probably be able to see this game until after the season is over. Just some different circumstances that we wanted to make sure, try to get these games live so then people can at least watch the games, but then after the games are over, then they will not be on our channel until after the season is over. So we just want to make sure and reiterate that. So if you got people that's wanting to watch the games, make sure to try to do that when it's live and not wait till later on to watch. Unfortunately, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with our part. If we could possibly leave it up there, then we would, but unfortunately that's not necessarily the case right now. So nevertheless, we're at a 4-4 ball game right now. We'll have number 10, Katie Jordan, as well as number 9, Cadence Gilly, now in here for the Lady Olympians. And the woes continue. Serve reception and just overall passing. So 5-4 Columbus East. Set up there to Summers, and nice hands there by Whiteside. Smith with a fine dig. Now set back to Summers once more. There's Foster, set up by Jordan. There's Baker to keep it going. Shuck back on the attack. That's going to be blocked out of bounds. And the Raiders tie it at 5. Dug out there by Whiteside, set up there to Riley Jesse's. Nice dig there from Allison Stewart. Baker on the attack. Whiteside again, and the good old-fashioned stuffing from Emma Schuck. So the Raiders slowly but surely starting to come around. Obviously, we've already done light years better here in this second set. Now just got to keep the ball rolling on our side. Smith with the setup to Schuck. Dug out there by Jesse. Now set right back up to her. Smith shanked it backwards and out of bounds. And now tied at 6. There's Summers. Stewart sets it. And we'll have a 2-hit call on the Raiders. So Columbus East back up on top. 7-6 is your score. There's Summers on to Stewart. Now to Wise with the old wraparound and deflected out of bounds off of Columbus East. So Wise will pick up the kill. The Raiders will pick up the point, and we're tied at 7. Here's Gracie Stanley. Will come back in here for Wapahani, and we'll be back to serve. And that's going to be an ace. Gracie Stanley. Fine serve there, and the Raiders back on top now by 1. We've already equaled the total amount we scored in the entire first set. So just got to keep moving on up, as the old Jefferson song used to go. And now another 2-hit call, this time on Columbus East. You just got to find that confidence. After, some unfortunate things that happened in the first set, you got to, again, find some confidence. Obviously, you got to have the leadership to get your, hold your teammates accountable and understand that you got to get after it here as a team. And so far, we've, for the most part, done a much better job here in the second set. So number 4, Regan Jesse back to serve. And shanked off to the right side. Now going backwards there, Baker will get to it. And Smith will now set it on over. Now Regan Jesse on the attack and collects it. Actually, that was Riley Jesse, pardon me. So 3 consecutive points here by Columbus East after a 2-point lead for Wapahani. Stewart with a setup here to Schuck on the attack there, and that will fall in for Emma. She'll tie it up here. Done a real nice job here so far. Hopefully we'll see Emily Stewart now come in here and rattle off some more points here for your Raiders. Finding Foster there on the old back foot. Now Stewart sets it back to Cook. And that's going to be blocked by Gabby Dean, exactly the girl I was talking about earlier, and how she's really the thorn in the side of every opponent here coming into today's game with a team-high 50 blocks. Actually has half of the team's blocks on the season. As a team, they only have 99. She has 50 of them. Set to Cook again. Foster is there. Now Riley Jesse on the attack. Stewart now with a setup to Baker. Smith digs it. Stewart tips it right on over the net. Good job just changing things up, not allowing Columbus East to know exactly what you're doing, keep them guessing. Nice serve from Baker. Nearly sailed into the stands as Columbus East will get it back over. A little free ball action. Cook there on the wraparound, and now a 2-hit call on the Olympians. And so now a brief pause in the action here. A little talk here between player and referee. The coach here for Columbus East had a question, but nevertheless, I do want to thank our sponsors here today, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook, and Joanne Davis. Let Ted and Joanne be the key to all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, or investment properties, we get the job done. So call Ted Cook at 765-744-8143 and Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. Again, that is FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook, and Joanne Davis. So following the brief pause in action here, we're back to volleyball. Baker again with a fine serve, sending the ball backwards there off of Columbus East. Stewart sets it to Summers and is able to get enough on it. Played a little trickery there for Allison Mack. Really couldn't do anything with it except for hit the ball into the net, and it worked out well here as we'll see Macy Bowden now in the game here for the Raiders. Seeing her first action of the day. Foster sets it to Dean, handled there by Emily Stewart, but out of bounds it goes. Bowden unable to get there in time. And now Riley Jesse back to serve as the Raiders are up here by 1, 13-12 here in the second set. Again, the Olympians with a 1-0 lead if you're just now joining us. Obviously you can see there on your screen, Columbus East took the first set 25-8, but the Raiders, again, a bounce back, still not necessarily quite up to par, but they're definitely playing better here in the second set. Just got to give yourself a chance. Got to give yourself a chance. Got to play smarter volleyball and fundamentally sound volleyball. And slowly but surely we're coming around. That's the main thing. You don't want to keep going backwards here. So you have the lead right now. You got to keep building off of it. Set to wide side. Nice dig there from Baker. Set over the net from Summers. Summers, now Bowden to Wise, and tipped back over that time by Summers. Riley Jesse that time. There's Baker. Bowden. Wise will get it over. That should have been a net violation, and indeed it will be on Columbus East. So the Raiders now with a 2-point lead, and Allison Stewart back in here for Bowden. And Olivia Smith back to serve. That looked to have been heading out of bounds, so Foster did us a favor there. Nice dig from Emily Stewart. Cut back across. Now Allison sets it to Mallory Summers, and just out of bounds. Offensively, also still trying to find our groove from a hitting standpoint. We've had some good shots there, but had some also that haven't been quite up to par. Still trying to find our way through the ball game here. Stewart keeps it alive. Now set to Summers. Wide side laying out for. Got another fine dig from Stewart. Summers gets it to go that time. And the Raiders now up again by 2, 16-14. Emma Shuck back in here for Emily Stewart. And Allison Stewart back here to serve. Foster sends it on the wide side. That's going to be blocked. Couldn't tell who got a hand in on that. It was either Shuck or Wise. Speaking of Wise, she'll send that to the back row. Wide side again with the tip. And a nice block. It worked out great there for the Raiders. And now a timeout taken here by Columbus East. And again, we'll go ahead and stick right here with you. So the Raiders slowly but surely starting to build steam on this locomotive here as this train is slowly but surely getting back on the tracks here, and we're out to a 3-point lead as we are a little more than midway through this second set. And again, that's really all you can ask for here. Trying to bounce back again from that first set. You gotta have a short memory. Leave whatever happened in the past. Look towards the present and the future. And the Raiders, again, they've played much better here in this second set. I don't know quite what happened in that first set, to be quite honest with y'all, but much better job here. Still some things to clean up, but at least you're giving yourself an opportunity now. You're giving yourself a chance to win this second set potentially, but we've just got to keep trending in the right direction here. So again, following the timeout, again, Allison Stewart back to serve with the Raiders on top here by 3. Nice serve right there. Again, service pressure, very big key. Kept alive. That was a great job there by Smith and Stewart, but unfortunately, I think that might have been Summers that was on the attack. She hits that one into the net. And we'll see number 10, Katie Jordan, as well as number 9, Cadence Gilly, back in here for Columbus East. And Gilly will be back to serve. Baker, Stewart, Wise, blocked. Kept alive there by Shuck. Now Summers on the attack. Blocked, and that will be blocked, and out of bounds will be the call. So the Raiders collect on point number 18, and Summers will be back to serve. Handled there by Whiteside, set right back to her. There's Summers, Stewart, Baker, and in there. I think that's first kill of the day here for Reese Baker. Good to see her get on the board. And even better to see the Raiders now take a 4-point lead. Another fine serve from Mallory. Putting a little heat behind that one. And a 2-hit call on the Raiders. So we'll have Reese Whiteside back to serve. Smith, and real nice set there from Stewart, very close to the net. In control, and was able to set it up nicely there. But Riley Jesse strikes again. Collected a kill as that was deflected off the hand of Emma Shuck. Wise unloading on that ball. Finds the back corner and inbounds for the kill for Cameron. Gracie Stanley now back in here for Wapahani, and the Raiders again with a 20-17 lead. And a mishit and miscommunication are on behalf of the Olympians. And we'll have a timeout taken here by Columbus East. And again, we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, this will be our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership game break. So now, if you're Wapahani, hopefully, you start to, you have that confidence now. You're only 4 points away from taking this second set. That is a big-time boost. And, so now we've just got to finish Columbus East off. They've done a much better job here in this second set, Wapahani has. So let's make sure and finish it off right. So a very quick timeout by Columbus East right there as we're back to action with Gracie Stanley back to serve. That'll be handled there by Foster, and another mishit and miscommunication. And great thing here for the Raiders, able to capitalize off of it. Just got to keep it rolling. Another fine serve there by Gracie. Riley Jesse, on the attack there. Shuck finds another one. and gives the Raider fans something to cheer about here. So Madison Foster back in for Columbus East. Raiders up 23-17. Dug there by Gilly, set up, and that's going to head backwards there off of Allison Stewart and out of bounds. So 23-18 after the kill there from Regan Jesse. She'll be back to serve. And that's going to now be an ace. And now miscommunication there by the Raiders. Now 23-20, a pair of aces in a row. And head coach Katie Weir now takes a timeout, and once again we'll stay right here with you. Unfortunate last couple of points there. Again, just a communicational standpoint. You got to know who's going to take the ball. And, coming off a serve like that, if it's coming right to you, you got to be ready. So, got to regroup here. You got 2 more points to finish this thing off with, and hopefully the Raiders can do so right here. But again, coming back out of the timeout, we'll have Regan Jesse here of Columbus East back to serve. Also now in here, number 10, Katie Jordan. She just came in now for Madison Foster. And back to action we go. Smith to Stewart on the shot. Soft touch over the net. Back at it there was Riley Jesse. Now Cook with a soft tip over the net and gets it done there. So the Raiders with set point here. Emily Stewart now back in here for Emma Schuck. And Stewart will be back to serve. Set up to Jesse. There's Summers. Baker with a set now. Smith will get it back across, a little free ball action. Nice dig by Olivia. Set to Baker. Handled there by Whiteside. Now Dean with the tip over the net. Cook unloading. Another tip. And now Stewart will collect the kill, and the Raiders will take the second set. 25-20 as this now is tied up at 1 set apiece. So a great bounce back here by Wapahani after again, just very unfortunate first set. You come back from that. We're playing better, still not, quite exactly, I'm sure, where we'd like to be, but you was able to get this second set victory. You at least give yourself a chance now to get the W. So we'll see what happens. Much better second set, and it's a lot to build off of, and hopefully that gives the Raiders some confidence here, because that was definitely a much better played second set there for Wapahani. So we'll step aside here for a quick break, and we will be back here with the third set action live here on the WHS Network. Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here today for the first game of the 2019 Columbus East Invitational. As we get back at it here with set number 3 of the day, Baker serves it into the net. So not a good start there for the Raiders, unfortunately, especially considering with these invitationals, obviously it's best 2 out of 3. This third set only played to 15. So you've got to definitely got to make sure to dot all of your I's and cross all your T's now, for sure. As Cameron Wise will come back in here, real nice tip over the net there, finding some open space there by Mallory Summers just a few moments ago. We'll see Stewart to Summers. Number 8, Mack will get there. Dean on the attack. That was off of Baker and Smith. As Columbus East will retake the lead here, 2-1. Here's your score. Now number 4, Regan Jesse back in here. Mackenzie Foster back to serve. Baker shanks it off of Stewart, and again Foster back here to serve. Stewart to Stewart, now to Wise. Nice layout there from Riley Jesse. Blocked by Wise. That looked to have been a lift, but nevertheless. And now a 2-hit call here on the Raiders. I guess sometimes you only see what you want to see. Up to there's Columbus East might have got away with one right before our 2 hit, but nonetheless, that's the way things go. So right out of the chute here for Columbus East. Already a 5-1 lead here in the third set. We have got to get it together quick, fast, and in a hurry. And now we'll have a meeting between the line judges. One set out of bounds, the other set inbounds.
It's his line, not hers.
And the point goes to your Raiders. Now again, the line judge, they're on the, well, as you can see, they're holding the flag right now. He would have had the call on that sideline. So that is his line to see. And so they got the call correct, at least what they're saying is correct. I don't know if it was in or not. It looked like it was definitely close, but either way, I would think that that's really his call to make, with that being right on the line that he is looking at. That's a net violation on Columbus East, and now the Raiders. And it's a little bit closer now, 5-3. So again, Allison Stewart still back to serve. Foster with a set up there to wide side. There's Baker, and again, our passing still has not been on tee so far today. So we'll have number 9, Cadence Gilly, back to serve. Also, Katie Jordan just came in a moment ago as well. There's Smith, Stewart, Wise, and it's out of bounds. So the little momentum we started having, unfortunately, is now turned back the other way. As we'll have a timeout called here by Wapahani. We'll take a timeout here with them. 7-3 Columbus East here in the third set. We'll be back right after this break. Alrighty, folks. Back out the timeout. A 7-3 lead here for the Olympians. We'll have number 9, Cadence Gilly, back to serve. Handled by Baker. And now the floater serve. An ace. And Columbus East now with a 6-point lead. And tipped right back down. And a timeout again taken here by Wapahani. And we'll go ahead and stick right here with you. So, 5 unanswered put together here by the Olympians. And the Raiders, again, had some momentum. You're coming off a big second set victory there. Looking to bounce back. We did that in the second set, so now you come to the third set with a little bit of confidence now. And things have unfortunately took a turn back the other direction again for us. And so we've got to get this. We've got to get this turned back in our favor somehow. Obviously, a lot sooner rather than later. Again, with this third set only being played to 15, you have very little wiggle room here, as we'll have a 4-hit violation now on the Raiders. Set up the shock, and now a 2-hit call on Wapahani. Got to keep fighting. Never know what can happen. Things can turn around just as easy as it turned the wrong way. It can turn the right way pretty quickly here. And hit out of bounds by Regan Jesse. So, again, you never know. That could be the turning point right there. But you got to give yourself a chance. Got to go on a lengthy run now here for the Raiders. But you got to take it one at a time. Miscommunication there by Columbus East, and so we have a net violation on. Okay, we have a net violation on Columbus East. Went under the net. Looked like she might have got her hand underneath there on the line, but I don't know. Not sure. We'll take the point. We need the point, so that works out in our favor. Set up, Smith with the dig. Shuck will get there. And Regan Jesse on the attack there collects the kill. And so now Allison Mack back to serve. Summers, Stewart on the Baker. And so this is match point now for Columbus East. Set up to Wise. And that will fall in. 14-6 now with Cook and Stanley back in here. Stanley back to serve. Set there to Regan Jesse, or Riley Jesse, and that ends the ball game. So, Columbus East takes down your Wapahani Raiders here in this first game of the day. 25-8, 25-8, then 20-25, then 15-6. So your Raiders now fall to 24-3 on the season. And it'll be a little while before we get back on the air here. We have a couple games before we play again. The rundown will be Silver Creek is next, and they will be taking on Plainfield. The following game will be Columbus East versus Plainfield, and then we will play Silver Creek. So it'll be probably right around 12 o'clock or so, maybe 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, 12:30, somewhere around in there. 12, in between 12 and 1, I would imagine, is when we will play again. So we will make sure and have that on here so all of you fine folks can watch us again. With this being a live broadcast, if you got to catch the game, that's great. If you didn't, well, I'm going to have to hide the game once we're over with there, to where people will not be able to watch it anymore until after the regular season and postseason is over with. Just due to some different circumstances there, just wanted to make sure and let you know it's not necessarily our decision or nothing like that, so don't be mad at us. There's no reason necessarily to be mad at anybody, but just, you know, something to let you guys know about that. When we have live broadcast, we will have it on there, obviously during the duration of the live broadcast, but then after that, you will not be able to see it until after the entire season is over with. So, your Raiders have got to find a way to bounce back from this. I really thought that we had some good things going for us after that second set, even though we didn't play, you know, clean volleyball, you know, from a fundamental standpoint. I thought we did enough to at least, you know, give us some confidence, come back out here in the third set and possibly take it. Unfortunately, the woes continued for us from a serve reception standpoint, from a passing standpoint. I think it's just been a little bit of everything there, you know, and you hate to see it, but, you know, the talent's there. You know, we have, you know, I've said it all year long, we have a ton of talent, you know, a young group, but we know how to play the game of volleyball. These are a great group of girls that have played this game long enough, and they'll get it figured out. You just want to get it figured out sooner rather than later, and so hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can bounce back from this loss and get back at it here just a couple hours, 2.5 hours against Silver Creek. That'll be our next matchup. So until then, folks, we appreciate you for watching us, and we'll see you back here later on with more Lady Raider volleyball.